Today we're answering some of the most commonly asked questions about chai, tea for two, from Steeped Games. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee.
Vincent, get back here this instant!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to our Chai Tea for Two FAQ. If you've come here looking for an answer to a particular question, check out the links in the index below. Now, before we get started, I'd like to reassure you that all answers have been confirmed by Steeped Games.
What are tea workers and what is their value?
Each of your dice represent a worker. The number shown on the die is the worker's value.
Is there a way to change my tea worker's value?
Yes. By spending a tea token from anywhere on your plantation board, you can raise or lower the value of a worker by 1 for each tea token you spend. This includes turning a 1 to a 6 and vice versa. You can change the value of a worker anytime during your turn. This includes before and after actions.
Where do tea tokens go once used, discarded, or spent?
Once a tea token is used, discarded, or spent, it's returned to the supply. So after you fill up a ship or change a worker value, remember to return those tokens.
What is a slot next to a board?
A slot is a space next to a board that any card can be placed in. The plantation board has 14 slots. These 11 here are where you place the plantation cards, and the 3 at the top are where you place your ships. This represents your docks. The market board has 6 slots indicated by these dice. The 1 to 5 slots each hold 1 card, while the number 6 slot holds the remainder of the plantation card deck. The harbor board has 4 slots, 3 for ship cards and 1 for the entire ship card deck.
How many cards can fit into a single slot?
1, except for the last slots on the market and harbor boards. Those slots hold the entire deck for that location. Every other slot can only ever hold 1 card, whether that card be face down or face up.
What are the merchant cards, and why are their 2 sides different?
Merchant card side A awards bonus points at the end of the game, while merchant card side B has special abilities that can be used once per round. If players want to play different sides of their merchant cards, as in one player plays side A while the other one plays side B, they can absolutely do that, as long as it's agreed upon before the start of the game.
What does a longer sequence mean when I place tea workers on ships? Or a longer set when I place tea workers on the production board?
A sequence is a collection of workers in sequential value. For example, a collection of workers with the values 5 and 6 is a sequence. A longer sequence would be a greater collection of workers. For example, 1, 2, 3 is a longer sequence than 5, 6, because this sequence is made up of 3 dice, and this sequence only uses 2. A longer sequence of tea workers always beats a small sequence of tea workers, regardless of the value shown. A set is a collection of workers of the same value. For example, a collection of workers with matching numbers like this is a set. A longer set would be something like this. A longer set always beats a smaller set, even if the smaller set is comprised of higher value workers.
Where do I move the harvest marker I chose with the tea assistant?
It moves to the opposite side of the play area. So when you're moving the harvest marker, simply flip it over and move it clockwise to the furthest area on the opposite board. For example, when you have to move any of these markers from the harvest board, take it from its location, flip it to the opposite side, and place it at the bottom of the production board. When you move a harvest marker from the production board, flip it and place it at the top of the harvest board, because that's the farthest clockwise space on the opposite board.
Can I change my tea worker value during a conflict over a ship?
Yes, You can spend T tokens from your plantation in order to raise or lower the value of a worker in your supply in response to the conflict, allowing you to add this worker's new value to the existing sequence in order to regain control of the conflicted ship.
Can I add to a sequence to regain control of a ship after being displaced on a later turn?
No, you can only respond to a conflict the moment it occurs. Once your workers are displaced to another ship, they can no longer reclaim the ship they lost. But you can always send in new workers from your supply to take that ship back on your next turn. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.